Yes, hello everyone. I welcome you all for this lecture on multiple activity charts. So this is the lecture number 5 on the topic method study. So we are coming across here the multiple activity charts. So this is the chart from the group 2 where the sequence of activities or processes as well as the time scale is noted. So the multiple activity chart is a chart where more than one subject are recorded on a common time scale to show their interrelationship. So you can say the operator machine relationship we can show with the help of these charts. So these charts are very useful. These charts are very useful to study the idle time of either man or machine. So we can also determine here the number of machines handled by one operator or number of operators required to handle a one machine. So this chart often make it possible to rearrange the activities so that the ineffective time can be reduced. So the possibility of one worker attending more than one machine can also be ascertained from the use of the chart. So worker machine process chart and gang process chart fall in the category of multi-activity charts. So it is a useful recording tool for situation where the work involves the interaction between the different subjects, that is man machine, man material or machine material. So one or more workers are looking after different machines. You can determine whether how many machines are to be handled by a single or multiple workers or vice versa with the help of these charts. So these charts are useful. How? So let us say a gang process chart is similar to worker machine chart and is used when several workers operate one machine. So this chart helps in exploring the possibility of reducing both the operator time as well as the idle time of the machines. So there are various types of multiple activity charts based on the interrelationship. Man machine type chart, one man one machine type chart, one man multi machines type chart, multi man on the same machine chart, multi man and multi machine chart. Depending upon the number, these charts are classified. So here let us have an example of multiple activity chart. So but before that, let us have some guidelines about the construction of these charts. So multiple activity chart consists of series of bars or columns placed against on a common time scale. So common time scale is placed here. Here it is in cumulative way and here it is the actual time required for that operation. So each subject is allocated to one bar. So each subject is allocated to one bar. This is the operator and this is the machine. These are the two subjects of our discussion. These columns are placed against the common time scale which starts at 0 and ends at cycle time of the job. So column starts at 0 and ends at the cycle time of the job. The task to be recorded is broken into smaller elements. The task to be performed is broken into small elements. And for each time element is measured with the help of stopwatch. So the activities are then recorded in the chart in their respective columns. So the two symbols are used in the chart here. One is representing the working status and another is representing the idle status. So if the color is dark or hatched portion is there, that means that subject is busy, and if the status is blank, that means that is in idle condition. So multiple activity chart is very useful in organizing the teams of operations on mass production work. So this is useful in maintenance. It is used to determine the number of machines which an operator can handle. Now let us discuss in detail here one example here. The task here is the machining of a compound. So there will be interrelationship between operator and machine. So the chart will begin at the part to be machined lying near to the machine, and it will end after putting the machine part in the container. We will have to describe here who has charted or who has prepared this chart and its date. Now here the activities of operator and the condition of machine is mentioned here. So T stands for here time scale, S stands for the status, and these are the two subjects here, and this is the cumulative time cycle here. So at first the operator will load the job. He may take 0.2 minutes of time. At the same time machine will be in idle condition. Then he will switch on the machine. At the same time machine will be again idle. So then he will start the machine, and then machine will start its operation. So then machine will be stopped. He will pick up the part and keep it in a tray. At that time machine will be again in idle condition. So here for each subject the cycle time is noted. Here time worked per cycle is noted, and percentage utilization is noted. So here operator uses the time 0.46 of the total cycle time, and machine uses 1.5 minutes of the total cycle time, that is percentage utilization is 76.6%. So we can determine here percentage utilization for each subject. So making of an multiple activity chart. We record activities of the subject, that is man or machine here, in terms of working and idle time as we have discussed. So this chart is prepared in the form of a table, and working or idleness of each subject is recorded in separate columns on a common time scale. This we have discussed. Now what are the applications of multiple activity chart? These charts are very useful in organizing the teams for mass production work, to determine the number of machines which an operator can handle or run, and to determine the number of operators that should be able to look after given set of machine. So this is related to the applications of multiple activity charts. Now let us come to the next. Now we discuss here the next recording technique, that is flow diagrams. So flow diagrams is one more technique for recording the activities of main materials or machines. So in a manufacturing shop or in maintenance shop or any other department, there are movements of men and materials from one location to another. So the process charts indicate the sequence of events, but they do not illustrate or depict the movement of men, materials, etc. while the work is being accomplished. So the number of movements, if minimized, it may result in a lot of saving of cost as well as the efforts required to do a job. Therefore, the path of movement between the two locations can be better visualized by drawing a set of diagrams, that is either a flow diagram or string diagram. So these diagrams are very helpful to study the different layout plans and thereby selecting the most optimal layout, to study the traffic and frequency over the different routes of the plant, then identification of backtracking and obstacles during the movement. So flow diagrams are very useful, and usually they are drawn to the scale. It shows the relative position of production, machineries, jigs, fixtures, gangway, etc., and marks the path followed by men and materials. So therefore it gives on the spot observation of the path of movement of product, sometimes using the symbols of processes. So in the next slide, let us see one of the flow diagrams shown here. So flow diagram is a drawing substantially to the scale of the working area, showing the location as well as the path, and they are numbered according to the flow. The routes followed in the transport are shown by joining the symbols in sequence by a line which represents as nearly as possible the paths or movement the subject concerned here. So if we look here in this chart, so this is, can say the storage symbol, this is the first one, so number is given first. Then this is the operation, so number is given first. So this, if there is an operation, that means there is an activity is to be carried out on the product. You may say this is a storage, and these are the corresponding locations where men will have movement or product during the process will have to travel. So you may say this is the triangle or storage. So this may be the last stage of the product in the flow diagram. So in a better way, we can visualize the plant layout in these figures. So up to this, we have discussed these flow diagrams. In the next lecture, we will discuss the string diagrams. Thank you.